All right, Math A, here we go. We got lesson 2-6. We're going to be writing the linear equations today. Okay, so our first question is, what two things do you need to graph a linear equation? So on the last lesson, we saw that we needed two things. We could start with the y-intercept, and then we could use the slope to find the next point. So we usually started with the y-intercept, and then we use the slope to find the next point. So I'm going to graph these two equations on the same graph. So looking at this one, it's in the form of y equals mx plus b. This is called slope-intercept form because it's got the slope and the y-intercept in it. So I can see here that the coefficient of x is negative 2/3. That means that is m. So m is negative 2/3. That's my slope. It's my change in y over change in x. So this is saying I'm going down 2, right 3. Or you could do it backwards and put the negative on the bottom, and then you'd be going up 2, left 3. My y-intercept is 4. That's the starting point on the y-axis. So I would graph the starting point on the y-axis first. So 4, that's up 4. And then this says that I'm going to go down 2, right 3. Change in y over the change in x. So we're going to go down 2, right 1, 2, 3. And remember, you can keep on doing that. You can keep on applying the slope, go down 2 and right 3 again. Or if you're feeling saucy, you can go up 2 and backwards 3. Just making the denominator have a negative on that one. All right, so there's my first graph. I've graphed it. Remember, you only need 2 points to make a line, but sometimes it feels really good to do more than 1 point or more than 2 points. So there we go. We got that. Next one, we're going to do it on the same graph. So my coefficient of x is 3. That's my slope because it's y equals mx plus b, so m. Remember, the slope does not have the x in it. The slope is the number in front of x. So this is 3, and if I wanted to write 3 as a fraction, I would write it as 3 over 1. So this means that I'm going to go up 3 and right 1 as my slope or my rate of change. My y-intercept is over here. It's the constant term, which is negative 2. So that's my starting point on my graph. I'm going to go 2, negative 2. So that's my starting point, negative 2. And remember, from this point, not the origin, but from this point, we're going to graph our slope. It says up 3, right 1. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and right 1. And if you're feeling saucy, you can keep on going. Up 1, 2, 3, right 1. If you're feeling super saucy, you can do the opposite. So you can go down 3 and left 1, because that's a negative over a negative, which is actually a positive. So there's my other graph right there. That is y equals 3x minus 2. So we can see that these graphs are made up of two things. They're made up of a starting point and then the slopes that are attached to them. So now I want to work backwards. I want to say, okay, I've got the graph. How do I work my way back to the equation? Well, all we would do if we wanted to work backwards, say for instance this one, is we would find the slope. It's going down 2 over 3, so the slope is negative 2 over 3. We'd find the y-intercept, which is 4, and then we plug the slope and the y-intercept into y equals mx plus b. So we're just going to work backwards now. Okay, so we're going to use the graph to identify the slope and the y-intercept. That's m and b. And then write the equation using y equals mx plus b, m being the slope, being the y-intercept. So for this one, making a slope triangle. I'll do purple, why not? Slope triangle's right here. I'm going down 3 and I'm going right 2. So negative 3, positive 2. So it looks like my slope is negative 3/2. My y-intercept is right here at positive 4. I'm now ready to write the equation. Y equals m. M, in this case, is negative 3 over 2. Then I write x. And then the y-intercept is b, so plus 4. There's the equation in the line. I'm just working backwards. Next one. Let's go ahead and find our slope first. Looks like I'm going right 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like my slope is 4 over 2, which reduces to 2 over 1, or just 2. And then my y-intercept, it goes through the origin, so the y-intercept is 0. I'm ready to write my equation. Y equals the slope, 2, or 2 over 1. You can do either one. X plus b. b is 0. I could put plus 0 here, and it wouldn't be wrong, but I don't need 0 there. So if it's 0, you can just leave it off, because if it's blank over there, that means it's the number 0. So our equation for that one would just be y equals 2x. All right, and the last one of these types, we're going to go, looks like we're going down on this one, and then we're going right. So it looks like I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, down 4 as my change in my y value. Change the x values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, positive 5. So that tells me my slope. My slope needs to be negative 4 over 5. Change in the y over the change in the x. Negative 4 over 5. And the b value for this one, that would be negative 4 down there. So b is negative 4. I'm ready to write my equation. Y equals negative 4/5 x, and then minus 4. So m goes here, b goes here. We have our equation. What if you only had the table? Oh no. Okay, we can still find our slopes because we found the slopes on tables before. We can tell that this one is increasing by 1. This is increasing by 1. So the x values are increasing by 1. The y values appear to be decreasing by 4. So my slope, the y values are decreasing by 4. The x values are decreasing by 1. So negative 4 over 1, that would reduce to just negative 4. My y-intercept. Now remember, anytime you have a y-intercept, the x value is 0. Here's where the x value is 0. So that must mean my y-intercept is 12, because anywhere on the y-axis, x is 0. So this is my y-intercept. That's b right there. So I've got the two things I need. I've got my slope of negative 4, my y-intercept of positive 4. My equation then would be y equals m, negative 4. Don't forget the x, and then plus 4. Done. I should have put it up on the top there. Oh well, I'll do it right the next time. All right, so on the next one, my x's are increasing by 2 each time. My y values are increasing by 3 each time. All right, let's look at our slope. Slope, 3 over 2. Y-intercept. The y-intercept is when x is 0. So my y-intercept is negative 6. That's my b value. I'm ready to write the equation. Y equals m, 3 over 2. X plus b. b is negative 6, so minus 6. There's the equation. Last one. For this one, we are increasing by 11, and then increasing by 11 again. The y values, ooh, they're going down. Let's see, they're going down by 22? Yep. And these are going down by 22. Remember, if you want to find out how much they're going down by, you can just do 15 minus 37 or negative 7 minus negative 15. You can just subtract those two numbers from each other. So this is going down by 22, and this side was increasing by 11. So my slope appears to be a change in y of negative 22, a change in x of 11. That will reduce to negative 2. Y-intercept. This time, this one's the y-intercept because x is 0. When x is 0, we're looking at the y-intercept. So my b value is 15. I'm ready to write my equation. Y equals -2, because that's a slope, x plus b, b is 15. I've now written the equation for that table. All right, Math Hard, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.